all right?
You're hemorrhaging internally, and if I don't cauterize this bleed,
Logan.
I can do things that other people can't. This is gonna hurt.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive toward. They will race behind you. They will stumble, but in time, they will join you in the sun count. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
Long before human history began, there existed a highly advanced planet called Krypton. Although Kryptonians looked human, they were far more evolved, possessing extraordinary scientific knowledge and immense physical strength. Shaped by their planet's intense gravity and extreme heat, somewhere on Krypton, a woman is in labor, giving birth to a baby boy while her husband, Jor-El, assists her. In this society, children are no longer born naturally, they are engineered and grown in laboratories. But this child is different. He is the first natural birth Krypton has seen in generations. At the same time, the planet itself is nearing destruction. Krypton's core is collapsing, and it could explode at any moment. Realizing the inevitable, Jor-El rushes to the ruling council, desperately asking them to entrust him with the Codex, a device that contains the genetic blueprint of every Kryptonian ever born. Before the council can respond, General Zod storms in, killing the guards and declaring that the council has been disbanded. He blames them for Krypton's downfall, claiming their endless debates have doomed the planet. He demands their support to save their race. Jor-El refuses, telling Zod he will honor the man he once was, not the monster he has become, and orders his arrest. Chaos erupts as Zod's forces take control. Amid the conflict, Jor-El learns the Codex is located beneath the central hub. He retrieves it and escapes, taking it to a hidden location where his wife, Lara, is waiting. Using advanced Kryptonian technology, Jor-El fuses the Codex's genetic data directly into their son's cells, making him the key to Krypton's future. Meanwhile, Lara has discovered a distant planet Earth where their child can survive. They name him Kal-El and place him into a small spacecraft. As they prepare to send him away, Lara hesitates, heartbroken that she will never hear his first words or see him grow. Jor-El reassures her that their son is destined for greatness and will accomplish incredible things on Earth. Just as the ship launches, Zod arrives and demands the Codex back, accusing Jor-El of stealing it. He sees the child as a second chance for Krypton and orders that the baby be destroyed. A violent struggle follows, filled with screams and chaos, but the spacecraft escapes, carrying Kal-El away from the doomed planet. Zod is captured soon after. The council sentences him and his followers to 300 cycles of somatic reconditioning, effectively condemning them to eternal exile in a black hole. Furious, Zod vows that he will one day find the child and reclaim what was taken from him. Moments later, Krypton is destroyed, leaving no refuge behind. The story then shifts to the present day. Kal-El, now living on Earth as Clark Kent, works quietly on a fishing boat, hiding his true identity. When news breaks over the radio about a nearby oil rig engulfed in flames with workers trapped inside, Clark immediately springs into action. He smashes through the rig and rescues the workers, helping load the last survivors onto a helicopter. As he falls into the water during the rescue, memories of his childhood flood back. As a young boy, Clark struggled to control his powers. His heightened senses overwhelmed him. He could hear everything and see through objects, which terrified him. Unable to handle the sensory overload, he panicked and hid in a dark room while his classmates mocked him. His mother, Martha Kent, came to comfort him, encouraging him to focus only on her voice. She told him to imagine the world shrinking to a small island, allowing everything else to fade away. Gradually, he calmed down and embraced her. Back in the present, after surviving the oil rig incident, Clark steals clothes to avoid attention and continues traveling. While walking along a road, he sees a school bus, triggering another memory. Years earlier, during a bus ride home, a bully named Pete Ross picked on him. When an accident occurred, Clark used his powers to save everyone on the bus. Later, Jonathan Kent confronts Clark about revealing his abilities. Clark insists he was only trying to help, but Jonathan reminds him that the world isn't ready to understand someone like him. He warns that people fear what they don't understand and that revealing his powers too soon could change everything. Jonathan then takes Clark to the garage and shows him the spaceship they found him in, along with a mysterious metallic device. He explains that he once had the metal examined, but it didn't match anything on Earth. It clearly came from another world. He reassures Clark that one day, the time will come for him to reveal who he truly is, and humanity will be ready, but not yet. As Clark grows older, he keeps a low profile, moving from place to place and taking small jobs. At one point, he works as a waiter in a bar, where he steps in to stop a man from harassing a woman, but chooses not to escalate the situation. Meanwhile, in Antarctica, a reporter named Lois Lane from the Daily Planet arrives at an excavation site to investigate a mysterious discovery. Clark is also there, working quietly and carrying her luggage. Lois is determined to uncover the truth, believing the public deserves to know what's happening, even though military officials dismiss her concerns and claim there's nothing unusual. Still, she remains suspicious, convinced that something significant is hidden beneath the ice, possibly an ancient object, thousands of years old. Curious, she begins to follow Clark. Meanwhile, Clark uses his heat vision to carve a path through the frozen mountain, eventually discovering a buried alien spacecraft. Inside, he encounters advanced technology and an artificial intelligence system. Around his neck, he carries a key given to him by Jonathan. When he inserts it into the ship's console, it activates a holographic projection of Jor-El. Following the projection, Clark discovers strange pods or coffins within the ship. Lois, still following him, sneaks inside, but is suddenly attacked by the ship's defense system. Hearing her, Clark rushes to her rescue just in time. She is severely injured with internal bleeding, but Clark uses his heat vision to stop it and save her life. The next morning, Clark leaves Lois safely behind and departs with the ship. Lois is left in awe, realizing she has encountered someone extraordinary. Determined to reveal the truth, she returns to her editor, Perry White, and pitches what could be the biggest story in history, the existence of an alien living among humans. However, Perry refuses to publish it, fearing mass panic and danger to their team. Unwilling to give up, Lois shares her findings with another reporter, hoping the truth will still come out. Meanwhile, Clark seeks answers from Jor-El about his true identity. The hologram reveals that Clark is his son and that he came from Krypton, a civilization that once spread across the stars, building outposts and reshaping planets to suit their needs. However, their society became rigid, with every individual's role predetermined. Jor-El and Lara believed Krypton had lost something vital, the freedom to choose one's own path. He explains that the symbol of the House of El means hope and that Clark is different because Earth's environment has enhanced his abilities. The younger sun and weaker gravity have made him far stronger than any Kryptonian before him. Jor-El tells him that he has the potential to inspire humanity and become a symbol they can aspire to. The story then returns to Lois, who continues her search and eventually tracks Clark to his hometown, where she meets Martha Kent and visits Jonathan Kent's grave. At the cemetery, Clark confronts her and asks why she has been following him. Lois explains that she knows he has extraordinary abilities and believes he could do great good, but she doesn't understand why he hides. In response, Clark shares a painful memory, how he once argued with his father and later had to watch him die during a tornado because Jonathan believed the world wasn't ready for Clark's powers to be revealed. Clark admits that he let his father die because of that belief. Deeply moved, Lois decides not to expose him. She returns to her office and tells Perry she is dropping the story. Perry, impressed by her decision, assures her she's doing the right thing. Meanwhile, Clark visits his mother for comfort. She is overjoyed to see him, but also emotional, fearing that now he understands his true identity, he might leave her behind. Clark reassures her that he will never abandon her and that he still loves her deeply. At the same time, the US military detects massive alien ships approaching Earth through satellite images. Suddenly, global power outages occur, and a chilling broadcast interrupts every screen on the planet. In every language, a message is delivered. Someone named Kal-El has been living secretly among humans, and unless he surrenders himself, the entire world will face severe consequences. Fear and confusion spread across the globe as humanity braces for what is coming next. Panic spreads across the world as people everywhere begin asking the same question: who is Kal-El? Suddenly, every screen is taken over by a powerful broadcast. A voice echoes across the globe, repeating, "You are not alone." The message continues as General Zod introduces himself, declaring that Earth has been harboring one of his citizens. He explains that this individual has likely blended in among humans and appears just like them. Zod then delivers an ultimatum: surrender within 24 hours, or the entire planet will suffer the consequences. Meanwhile, a reporter to whom Lois Lane had previously revealed her findings leaks the information on television, exposing her connection to the mysterious alien. Soon after, the FBI and military forces storm her home and take her into custody. Realizing the situation is spiraling out of control, Clark seeks guidance in a church. Sitting in quiet reflection, he struggles with his conscience, unsure if surrendering himself will save humanity or doom it. He questions whether Zod can be trusted, even if he gives himself up. The priest advises him that sometimes one must take a leap of faith first, and trust comes later, deciding to act. Clark voluntarily approaches the military and allows himself to be handcuffed and taken in for questioning. Inside the interrogation room, he sits with Lois, who asks about the symbol on his chest. Clark explains that it represents hope in Kryptonian culture. Lightheartedly, Lois suggests the name Superman. Clark then easily breaks free from his handcuffs, not as an act of aggression, but to show that the restraints mean nothing to him. Calmly, he reassures the military that he has lived on Earth for 33 years without harming anyone and that they have no reason to fear him. Soon after, Superman travels to the location where Zod's forces have appeared. A massive Kryptonian ship descends, and two of Zod's soldiers emerge, demanding that both Superman and Lois Lane be handed over. Although the military initially resists, Lois willingly steps forward and joins Superman. Inside the alien ship, Lois is given a breathing apparatus since the environment is not suitable for humans. At the same time, Superman begins to weaken as the Kryptonian atmosphere overwhelms him, causing him to cough up blood and lose strength. Zod mocks him, pointing out that Earth's environment has made him vulnerable. Zod then reveals his true plan to terraform Earth into a new Krypton, rebuilding his civilization over the ruins of humanity. He demands the Codex, explaining that he was once Krypton's military leader while Jor-El was its greatest scientist. After their failed coup, Zod and his followers were sentenced to the Phantom Zone, where they drifted through space after Krypton's destruction. They survived by salvaging technology, armor, and even a powerful device known as the World Engine. Zod explains that they tracked a signal when Clark activated the ancient scout ship, leading them to Earth. He reveals that Jor-El stole the Codex and placed it somewhere safe. Clark realizes the truth Codex is within him. When Clark refuses to help destroy Earth, Zod challenges him, asking what purpose he can serve if not his own people. Meanwhile, Lois is trapped inside a sealed chamber. Using the command key Clark had given her, she activates Jor-El's artificial intelligence. Jor-El appears and quickly helps her escape by altering the ship's atmosphere and unlocking the doors. As Lois runs toward a smaller escape pod, Zod's soldiers, led by Faura, attempt to stop her, but Jor-El's AI delays them long enough for her to launch back toward Earth. However, the pod is damaged during descent and begins to catch fire. At the same time, Superman regains his strength and fights back, breaking through the ship's walls and overpowering Zod's men. Jor-El encourages him, reminding him that it's time to save both the world he came from and the one he now loves. As Lois's pod hurtles toward Earth, Superman reaches it just in time, breaking it open and catching her safely before it crashes. Elsewhere, Zod's soldiers invade Martha Kent's home, demanding to know the location of the Kryptonian ship. They probe her mind for information, terrifying her. As the situation escalates, the military arrives and engages Zod's forces, leading to a chaotic and destructive battle. Civilians are caught in the crossfire, and the soldiers are authorized to use deadly force against the invaders. During the conflict, Superman returns and protects the people, confronting Zod's forces directly. Despite the destruction, the military begins to see him differently. Instead of targeting him, they lower their weapons in respect, finally recognizing him as an ally rather than a threat. Meanwhile, one of Zod's scientists discovers that Superman's DNA contains the Codex's complete genetic blueprint of Krypton. Zod realizes that he no longer needs Superman alive, as the Codex can be extracted from his body. Determined to proceed, he activates the World Engine, a massive device designed to transform Earth's environment into Krypton's. Two machines are deployed, one in the United States and the other in the Indian Ocean. They begin firing powerful beams, triggering massive earthquakes, increasing Earth's gravity, and reshaping the atmosphere. Panic spreads as cities crumble and people flee for their lives. At this critical moment, Lois arrives with a plan. Using the knowledge Jor-El gave her, she explains that Superman's original spacecraft can be used to destroy the World Engine. If it collides with one of the machines, it will create a singularity, a miniature black hole that will destroy the devices. The military agrees and prepares a C-17 aircraft to carry the ship. While Superman heads toward the Indian Ocean to destroy the second machine, Superman struggles against the immense gravitational force of the World Engine, which pins him down. At the same time, Jor-El's AI tries to reason with Zod, warning him that he is repeating the same mistakes that doomed Krypton. Zod refuses to listen and orders the AI erased. Before disappearing, Jor-El tells his son that he must finish what they started. Summoning all his strength, Superman rises and destroys the World Engine in the Indian Ocean, weakening its effects across the planet. Meanwhile, Lois and the military fight off Zod's soldiers. Zod attempts to destroy the aircraft carrying Superman's ship, but Superman intervenes just in time and stops him. The plan succeeds, and the singularity destroys the remaining machine, ending the immediate threat. However, Zod, now filled with rage after losing his people and his purpose, vows to make Superman suffer by taking everything from him. A final brutal battle ensues between Superman and Zod. Zod, consumed by vengeance, declares that if he cannot rebuild Krypton, he will destroy everything Superman loves. The fight rages through the city, causing massive destruction. Zod eventually forces Superman into an impossible situation, threatening innocent lives with his heat vision. With no other choice, Superman makes a devastating decision. He kills Zod, ending the threat once and for all. It is the first time he has ever taken a life, and it deeply affects him, as he never wanted to harm anyone. But he knows it was necessary to protect humanity. In the aftermath, a damaged satellite crashes near a military command center. Superman arrives and makes it clear that he will not be controlled or monitored. He declares that he will live freely and warns that if they try to track him again, he will destroy their surveillance systems. Later, Superman visits Jonathan Kent's grave with his mother. He expresses how much he wishes Jonathan were alive to see what he has become. Martha reassures him that Jonathan would be proud, as he always believed Clark was meant for something great. When she asks about his future, Clark says he wants a role that keeps him informed about the world. He then embraces a new path, taking a job as a journalist at the Daily Planet, where Lois Lane warmly welcomes him, marking the beginning of his new life as both Clark Kent and Superman. And that's a wrap on today's recap. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a plot twist. Got a movie you want recapped? Drop it in the comments below. This is DX Movie Shorts. See you in the next one.